Let's start with the fact that China is a country with an ancient culture, a centuries-old history, and well-established traditions. Despite the overall globalization, it retains its identity and uniqueness and attracts travelers from all over the world with its incredible sights and customs. In this episode, you will witness the most unique features of the daily life of the inhabitants of the Celestial Empire captured on camera. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so as to not miss even more interesting episodes. It's no secret that pale skin is valued in China. When Chinese women go to the beach, they hide under umbrellas and put on closed clothes and hats. It seems that the Chinese are as inventive as possible when it comes to sun protection. In 2014, a new trend began on the beaches of the city of Qingdao, located in the east of the country. Those were colorful balaclavas for the beach. This beach accessory, in addition to the traditional one-piece swimsuit, was named facekini. Such a memorable and spectacular image has become widespread. We're all used to vending machines that sell carbonated drinks and snacks. However, they can be used to sell anything. So in China, there are vending machines where you can buy live crabs. Along with the crabs, the vending machines give out 2 bags of ginger tea as well as vinegar. The crabs are stored in special packages in which they can be cooked. In the modern world, it is difficult to remain energetic all the time, but an effective way to combat fatigue is common in China. Even an 8-hour working day can last several hours longer. It is believed that a Chinese person cannot do his job well if he does not eat on time and does not rest after lunch. Daytime sleep is widely used as a rest. Some companies even have special rooms equipped for sleeping, while in others, employees can sleep right at the workplace. For many people, cockroaches are disgusting insects, but in China, they are considered healthy, and pharmaceutical companies have built a business on them. There are huge farms where about 6 billion individuals are raised per year. The conditions on the farm are ideal for cockroaches. It is warm and humid there all year round, and it's almost impossible for outsiders to get into the building in order to avoid the escape of insects. Basically, pharmaceutical companies use them for medical purposes and for the manufacture of medicines, and they are also sold to restaurants. In Jiangsu province, about 2 hours from Shanghai, there is a village called Huaxi. It is unusual in that all the locals live in luxury houses, drive exclusively luxury cars, and they all have impressive amounts in their bank accounts. In addition, every resident has the right to free medicine, education, and housing. They are not engaged in agriculture. Instead of that, people work tirelessly in modern factories. Many local attractions attract many tourists. Do you know any other village where you can still see a skyscraper with a height of 328 meters? We know that walking is very healthy, but there is another exercise. This is backward walking. It has been actively practiced by the Chinese since ancient times, and it is especially popular among the older generation. It is believed that such walking improves coordination, stimulates brain activity, and improves mobility of the cervical thoracic spine. Salon hair coloring can be an expensive and time-consuming process. Therefore, there is a very strange and cheap alternative in China. I'm talking about dyeing with shoe polish. The substance is applied directly to the hair, dried, and then washed off. This coloring is especially popular among the elderly who cannot afford expensive cosmetics and salon treatments. Even though this method is risky, it proves that people can find a way out of any situation. Chinese fakes of designer clothes, fashion accessories, and equipment will not surprise anyone. Considering that many locals are not indifferent to Western culture, imitation and copying also extend to the sites. There are already more than 10 local variants of the world's famous architectural masterpieces and even entire cities in the country. Among them are the fake Eiffel Tower in Hangzhou, the Tower Bridge in Suzhou in Jiangsu Province, a copy of the famous Sydney Opera House, and many others. There is a huge complex near Beijing that was once a bomb shelter and is now home to thousands of low-income workers who are called the Rat Tribe. The rooms where people live are cramped and without windows, but the rent is only a third of the regular one. There is sewerage, water supply, and electricity, but the high population density makes life extremely uncomfortable. Many people stay here only temporarily until they can earn enough money, while others stay in this underground city for many years. Gastronomic preferences in some parts of the Celestial Empire can strike the depths of the soul and seem wild. We're talking about restaurants that serve dog meat dishes. This phenomenon is most common in the provinces in the northeast of the country. This delicacy has been eaten here for several millennia, and it is believed that dog meat has medicinal properties and contributes to the production of heat in the body. Fortunately, more and more of these restaurants have been closing recently due to declining demand. Animals that are raised on farms to be used for fur products later experience permanent stress and discomfort. Nevertheless, this industry is well developed in many European countries, the USA, Canada, and China. In 2020, minks suffered due to the coronavirus pandemic when the Danish government decided to mass exterminate infected minks on Danish fur farms. It is no secret that China often suffers from high levels of air pollution and smog. Harmful impurities in the air can cause headaches, cough, reduce immunity, and cause inflammation of the mucous membranes. Therefore, tin cans with oxygen are common here, which are most often imported from Australia. Each can provide an opportunity to take about 150 breaths of fresh air. Despite the fact that China is the second country with the largest population in the world, there are entire ghost towns here. One of these cities is Ordos. In 2004, the authorities decided to make a huge city by building huge residential complexes. However, even after 8 years, only 30,000 people settled in the city, instead of the estimated million. To improve the situation, the government initiates the construction of factories so that people still look for housing nearby and gradually populate ghost towns. Huashan is one of the 5 sacred peaks of China. There are several routes organized for tourists, but the most exciting is a walking route. You need to move over a bottomless abyss, pressing your whole body against a sheer wall. Chains are hung along the trail to which tourists fasten safety belts. Today, every Chinese aspires to climb up at least once in his life to receive the blessing of his ancestors, and tourists want to feel the adrenaline rush in their blood. In most countries, police animals are dogs, but in Xinjiang province, geese were chosen for this role. Here, they believe that they have excellent hearing and that they are brave and quick-witted birds, and their main quality is aggressiveness. They are not ready to miss an attacker for the sake of a treat. There are even real cases when their service turned out to be excellent. Traffic jams are a global problem that the Celestial Empire knows firsthand. In this regard, enterprising people have found a way out and created companies and applications in which you can order an interesting service. By using it, there will be another person instead of a person in his car for the duration of the traffic jam, and the owner of the car will be taken to his destination on a motorcycle. It was assumed that bicycles would solve the problem of traffic jams in Chinese cities. However, many startups for their rental failed, as a result of which 25 million bicycles were unclaimed. Now, unnecessary bikes are stored in bicycle cemeteries. As a result, they not only did not solve the problem of traffic jams and environmental pollution, but only aggravated it. So the authorities need to come up with a way to recycle such a number of bicycles as environmentally friendly as possible. In Japan, such an original method was developed to create cubic watermelons. Now, juicy cube-shaped watermelons grown using organic technology are very popular in China and are sold more than 10 times more expensive than ordinary ones. They are often bought as a gift or to demonstrate financial capabilities. The economy of shared consumption is developing more and more actively in China. This applies to car sharing, bicycle rental, and even umbrellas. The opportunity to rent umbrellas and subsequently leave them in any convenient place is offered by a mobile application that is gaining popularity in the country. Now, even a sudden downpour is not so terrible, and it is not necessary to carry an extra load with you all day. China is investing more and more in urban development and improving conditions for local residents. For example, the longest escalator in the world is located in Hong Kong. Its length is 800 meters and it rises to a height of 135 meters. Even though it is a tourist attraction, every day it helps thousands of locals to get to work and back and just overcome the height differences of the difficult terrain of the city without much effort. Many young people are under pressure from society and relatives in matters of personal life. These days, Chinese people get married at the age of 28 to 30. However, it is difficult for the older generation to accept this since they are used to traditional early marriages. In order not to upset their relatives, young people resort to drastic measures, contacting special agencies and rent a groom or a bride, and after a while, they just say that they did not get along and broke up because of this. The rental of second halves on holidays is the most popular thing. Prostitution is officially prohibited by law in China. Despite this, it is believed that 20 million Chinese women work in this field. Anyway, a lot of girls work tirelessly, some on the streets and in local special hairdresser salons. In public parks and squares in China, grandmothers gather early in the morning or late at night. Groups consisting mainly of older women dance to loud Chinese melodies. Such dances allow elderly women, many of whom live alone, to combine the necessary physical activity with social contacts, which are useful for elderly people. Even though it looks very nice, people around often complain about too loud music from their speakers. At the end of the 80s of the last century, snake farms began to appear in China. Some of them still function to this day, bringing excellent income to the owners. In the Chinese province of Zhejiang, there is a village where most of the locals are involved in the process of raising reptiles, collecting venom, and processing snakes for sale to restaurants. Snake venoms are the most valuable. They are widely used in pharmacology because they are the most valuable raw materials for the production of many medicines. China leads the world in the number of pirated and counterfeit products. Global luxury goods brands face a serious threat from Chinese copies of goods. In big cities, there are huge markets where some of the fakes are so similar to the real ones that the differences are almost imperceptible, while others obviously differ in quality. At the same time, the volume of production and trade is amazing, and you can find anything here. The red color, which is found literally everywhere in China, is a symbol of prosperity and good luck, and it can also protect against evil spirits. It drives problems and misfortunes away from the newlyweds, and the traditional wedding dress shall be scarlet. Interestingly, the Chinese give each other red underwear for the new year. This color is associated with fire, so it can withstand any moisture and help to cope at life-changing moments.
Even though our episode is almost over, we would like to cheer you up and let you know that a new one will be released soon. Don't forget to click the bell so as to not miss it.